my love, that is my dream.
Welcome to Big Show Entertainment Network, Super Dave Reigns and the Big Show special event from Rocky Mountain Con 2016 here in Denver at the Stapleton Crowne Plaza. I'm here with Chris Serrone. Chris, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me. Great to be here. Thank you, sir.
All right, thank you so much. Tell us about your work, your career, and what you've been doing lately.
Well, the big claim to fame, actually my first audition for anything ever, I was a child model, other than child modeling, was Goodfellas. Kind of a funny story. I was sitting in my agent's office. He's talking to the casting director. She's saying how she can't find young Henry.
Right.
So he says, describe him. I'm on the other side of his desk.
Right.
So she's describing him, and his eyes are just getting bigger and bigger and bigger.
Right.
I'm looking at him, he says.
Right.
Sends me over. 20 minutes later, I get down there, do my little audition. I think I bombed really bad. I'm like, oh man. I have nothing to base it with.
Right.
So at the time I had a beeper. My beeper's going off. It's my agent Tom, and I'm like, oh man, he's gonna, I'm in trouble now. So I call him back, and he's like, they loved you. They loved you. So I can't imagine my life had Henry Hill not lived his.
Right.
And that is some real talk.
Right.
Goodfellas has been such a big part of my life that it's interwoven in everything.
Right.
My nicknames in high school were all Goodfellas related. To this day, I'm still Goodfella, or Little Henry, Big Henry, as I like to say now.
Right.
I've done a few TV series, but I actually wrote a couple films, and they're in pre-production now. In Colorado, I wrote a film that will, what's the word I'm looking for, will go along with the new legalization of Colorado items.
Oh, yeah.
So it's a comedy along the lines of a Half-Baked or Pineapple Express.
Yeah, awesome.
We plan on filming here in 2018.
Okay.
I got some really big, iconic names in the industry to be on board.
Right.
And it's all going to be done.
It's
all going to be done here in Denver.
Awesome.
Oh yeah.
Because I'm going to be following you now.
I'm going to be following you, so you better be following me.
I get
to hear all their stories about watching me for 20-something years, and I'm like,
that's real love.
It really is, and I love that there's actually a medium for us to see our fans.
Right.
We don't get that ordinarily. Normally,
that's
people,
true.
We walk the streets, just walk by, but here they know, and you actually get to hear what they have to say and what they feel, and hear personal experiences as it pertains to the movie to them.
I mean, Goodfellas is one of the greatest, well, first of all, it's based on a true story.
Oh, yeah.
That's number one. But it's one of the greatest mob movies of all time. I put it right there with The Godfather.
Absolutely. You know what I say? I say The Godfather was your dad's movie.
Yeah.
Goodfellas is our movie.
Yeah, exactly.
Because
I agree.
It's even if you look at The Godfather, it's that old world.
Yeah, exactly.
The Black Hand. Now it's the mob.
Right.
So it's evolved, and I think Goodfellas actually is a great representation, showing that evolution of organized crime, how it is today.
It did. You've done Goodfellas. You were young Henry Hill. How much research did you have to do, and how interesting was that?
So
I mean,
that's a great question. I don't get asked that a lot. I'm glad you did though. But I grew up in Queens, New York.
Right.
Queens, New York in general has its own organized crime history.
Yes.
Where I grew up, Queens, we had South Ozone Park, which everybody knows. John Gotti.
Yeah,
John Gotti. His neighborhood was about 20 minutes away from mine.
Right.
And it's funny because research wasn't a question of really doing research, because I was always kind of around it. It was always kind of there in New York.
Right.
But I honestly, the one thing I could do was watch film. Because that's what I had research to. I couldn't get into those social clubs,
Right.
So I watched a lot of 50s based what I could find. Outsiders was great because that's where I found my style of clothing for auditions.
Right.
Slick back my hair.
Yeah.
Little ripped off flannel, a white T-shirt and ripped jeans.
Oh wow.
And then of course I watched Godfather. I was young, so it was a lot of.
Oh.
With mom and dad, no, don't watch this. Oh, you can't hear that. But they probably with a little bit more lenience because they understood it. I wasn't doing it just to watch a rated R movie.
Right.
It was for a legitimate reason. I didn't want to get there and look like a fool. I think Goodfellas was great because it didn't romanticize or glorify anything. It showed it for how real it was. And let's not look at Henry's life. Oh my God, poor guy. It was rough.
It was rough.
I couldn't imagine that kind of stress. Looking out my window, is this guy gonna whack me now?
Yeah.
You know, waking up. Can you imagine waking up and your wife got a gun to you?
No, I can't imagine that. Chris, thank you so much for coming on Big Show Entertainment Network.
Big Show Entertainment, doing big things in Denver and around the world.
Absolutely. So for Chris Serrone, the very talented, and folks, you need to watch his career, and you've got the film coming up.
A lot of big things going on, guys.
Yeah, you've got the...
Please stay tuned.
Right, so we're going to be watching him because he's going to be making a film right here in Denver.
That's right. We're going to really put Denver on the map with this film.
Right, absolutely.
And what I want to do with that is I want to branch out. I want my production company to be based out of Colorado.
Right.
And I don't see why it shouldn't be.
Yeah, so
and with guys like you following me and putting me out there, my following's going to get a lot bigger.
That's what we're working on. What we're working on.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much. So for Chris Serrone, I'm Super Dave Rains. Until next time, own the love.
On the love.